Hi, my name's menphe, and this is me backpacking from Europe to Singapore, completely by land. Come join me in my hostel room in St. Petersburg as I get ready for a day out.
Good morning. It's my second day in St. Petersburg. Had a really good night's sleep. Oh, this is my hostel room, by the way. That's the bunk bed. I was just kind of getting ready in the morning to go out, so I figured since there's no one in my room right now, maybe I just do my makeup and telling you guys how I do my beauty routine on the road as a backpacker. Okay, are you ready? Okay, let's go. So I had this pimple on my head and it's kind of healing-ish, so hoping it goes in a few days. But anyway, I'm just gonna do a bit of skincare before I do my makeup. Okay, I'm using simple toner and then I have the moisturizer. So maybe I'll just explain to you a bit about my whole beauty process here. I think there's always, not really a misconception but a perception that when you are backpacking or traveling for that matter, you have to be a lot more low maintenance and you have to give up like beauty stuff and like skincare and just live like all natural. And that's very fair, of course. Like, you should be as minimal and simplistic as you can when you're traveling because nobody really has time or like space for it. But then I guess there's this perception that you can't really look good when you backpack. I think that's totally wrong because if I'm able to simplify my makeup and beauty process and still be able to fit everything into my bag and make some time to do it, why can't I do it? Why do I have to look a certain way when I'm backpacking? I have to have like this certain backpacker look with like, I don't know, not styled hair, all natural face, wearing like elephant pants and hiking boots. And sure, that's, I guess, the majority of backpackers do look that certain way, but who's to say that I can't be a backpacker and still look the way I want to, you know? Backpacking really is just like how the way you travel, which is living out a backpack. And I know I've talked about this before, but I don't know, I think I still want to get the point out very clear because I still feel that it's important for me to explain that. And also, maybe I'll just show you guys how I simplify my makeup routine and my skincare routine such that like it's possible for me to do it out here. Basically, my bag of makeup is only this small. It's like super small for me. There's people with smaller makeup bag, I know for sure, but this is small for me. And then my skincare bag is this super small like Qatar bag. And then I have this, which is my eyeshadow palette. So it's really small. It's the Colourpop Yes Please palette. So that's all I have for my makeup, skincare and stuff. And honestly, it's been working very, very well for me in terms of getting, if I want to do like a very basic makeup routine, I can do that. If I want to look a bit more glam, a little bit more like put together, have a bit more like colorful eyeshadow, play with certain looks, I can totally do that as well because I structure it in a certain way. And this eyeshadow palette has been like a lifesaver. I mean, you don't have to bring a palette along. You could just bring maybe like small little pots of eyeshadow or just like even one, or even use your bronzer or your blusher to do your eyeshadow. That's totally fine. But for me, it was important that I had the options to play with eyeshadow. And the Yes Please palette is so small that I just put it in like this bubble wrap bag thing that I made, and it's fine. It's very easy to travel with, you know. Products wise that I use, I just have one foundation, the Bourjois one. I gave up the beauty blender and I use this. It's super yucks and gross inside here, but it's the BB cushion sponge. I just went to Innisfree and I bought one so that it packs a lot easier into my bag, and honestly the results from it are great. I'm actually loving it a lot. I would say like I can't see that big of a difference between what I get from this and from like the beauty blender. The good thing about this foundation is that it's quite buildable. If I put a very thin layer, it's just more like a natural, everyday, my skin but better look. If I pack it on a bit more, it can be quite high coverage. And then for contour and bronzer, this one, okay, I'm a bit extra, but it's very important to me. I have the Fenty matchstick. I have mine in mocha. And then this is the funniest one. You look at this little thing that I made. So basically, I have a palette from NYX that has bronzing powders and like face powders inside, and then these things can come out like detachable, but they're not magnetic. If they were magnetic, it'd be so much easier because I can just like pop it into like a little tin and bring it along. So I rummaged through my entire makeup collection and I found this super old Maybelline Colorama blush that I never used. I bought it like more than 5 years ago, and then I broke it off and it surprisingly fits, but obviously there's no like closing mechanism, like the clasp thing, so I just put blue tack and scotched it on it so that it would stay, but that's a drop fine. So highlighter I've shown you guys is completely beat up. This was actually my Morphe Kathleen lights. She has like a collaboration with them with the highlighters, the 3 of them. I broke that one because I dropped it, and so there were like bits and pieces, so I put them all inside here. I actually put alcohol in it to like mash it up and make it liquidy, and then it dried out and solidified, so it was actually very nice. But I dropped it and it started breaking, and then now it's just a mess inside there. So that's a problem when you travel, but it works fine, so I'm not complaining. Oh, and then the other step that I do is I have this. It's the Peri Para, they're the very famous Peri Para things that are meant for your lips, but what I do with it is it doubles up as my blush as well. So I do it 2 ways. It's either I apply this on my lips and then I spread it out on my fingers, and then I use the remainder on my finger to like dab it on my cheeks, or I directly dab it on my cheeks and then I blend it out using either the beauty sponge or my fingers, and it works perfectly for me because I'm not big on blush anyway. Blushes just don't really turn out on my skin too well, so it doesn't really matter to me. Anyway, now I'm going in with this. It's a bit bold and a little bit goes a long way, so you have to be careful with it, but I love it, man. I always feel very like alive when I use this palette. It's so strange. Anyway, today I'm wearing red, so I think I'm gonna go with this red color right here, just for the fun of it. With traveling, there really isn't much of a need for like dramatic makeup looks. You just want something that makes you look presentable, I guess, and like put together. You know, sometimes you just need that in a day. And now I just want to look like a normal traveling person, and like a normal person, and not a backpacker. Blend, 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 blend it all out, blend it all out. Alright, so I curled my lashes, put on some mascara. Maybelline Hypercurl Volume Express Waterproof, best mascara ever. And I'm done with my face, so I'm just gonna spray some all-nighter spray by Urban Decay. Extra, I know, fucking extra. But hey, if I'm traveling, I need my makeup to last all day, and this helps to just freshen up my face. And this is the travel size version. I have the full size one. I refilled the travel size one. It's like halfway through my trip, and I think I'm not even halfway done with this, which is pretty good. Yeah, so down my face. I'm going to chill out for a bit and then go and see some houses. I'm super excited for today. Anyway, time for me to get out of here, get some food,